Hi guys, this is Vysh from Vysh. We are going to continue class 6th NCERT of history, chapter 6. This is later Vedic period. Okay, Vedic period was done, Indus Valley civilization was done, and Stone Age period was done. So we'll see what happens in the later Vedic society, because it is a important mains question also. Recently they asked, like, compare the Vedic society with the later Vedic society. So there's a huge difference, and that is why the present day is also a totally spoiled society, you can tell, because up to Vedic it was a very good society, mostly peace loving people, rarely wars were happening, and only in the middle of Vedic period slowly this internal what to say separation happened. Women were stopped being respected. A lot of things happened in the mid of Vedic period, and now in the later Vedic period it's totally distorted, okay, because the rise of Brahmanas and all those higher classes. So we'll see some details of it. So choosing leaders or rulers by voting is something that has become common during the last 50 years or so. So now we have to know how actually it happened in the past. Now we know this voting thing happens. So it's about Rajas again. Last time itself we saw Raja, but in the Vedic period, what was Raja's role? He did not have any capital city, he did not have his own army, he did not collect taxes, and he was involved in just that yajna, that is that sacrifice thing, animal sacrifice was there, and priest was there along with him. So that was the concept of Raja in the Vedic period. Now, and one more term, Jana, we learned. Jana was the people, individual people, and the community of that is called Vysh, or that from which Vaishya term is evolved. Okay, VIS. Okay, VISH, Vysh. So that also you should know. Then now Ashwamedha. Ashwamedha is a term that is horse sacrifice. Not like simply killing the horse. It's like horse was let loose, okay, to wander freely. So one king, what he'll do, he'll leave the horse loose. What it will do, it will run away. So when it runs into different territories, they will watch whether it is being attacked or it is being captured by the actual owners of that land. If nobody is capturing it, meaning they are accepting this king's power and they are not ready for a war, so they will surrender those territories. That is the meaning of that in those days. Okay, so that is how horse used to decide the land area of each of the kingdom. Okay, so stronger than them. So that kind of thing. The story I told you, that's the same thing again in text they have mentioned here. Then obviously after that sacrifice thing will happen, yajna will happen, which proves their power. Okay, more and more powerful they'll happen, and others will bring gift for them. So these kind of things happened. Okay, now Raja was a central figure in the rituals. He often had a special seat, okay, a special seat, a throne, or a tiger skin. These are all were symbols of power of the Raja in the later Vedic period. Okay, don't think or don't confuse with the Vedic period. Now the king is becoming more powerful. Now different roles are there. Charioteer is there, okay, because obviously the charioteer will be accompanying him in all the war, right? So he is the best person to tell the tales of the war and also tell good things about the king. So that is his role. Then his relatives, especially wives and sons. So if you see wives, they are mentioning. So polygamy was there. Wives and sons had to perform a variety of minor rituals. Okay, family members had rituals to do. Other rajas were simply spectators who had to sit and watch the performance of the sacrifice. So there were many people who were called rajas, but only one will be powerful, who will be acquiring this land and then performing this ritual. Others will just watch as spectator. Now ordinary people, like I told, Vysh, which is a group of the community, that is Jana, Vaishya again, brought gift. Okay, some people such as this is regarded Shudra. So if you see, that downtrodden thing is starting in here. Okay, in the later Vedic period only this wrong concept is beginning, and it's all still prevalent in the present day society. Okay, so they were excluded from many rituals. So you should know, slowly division between society happened. Now the Varna system, okay, the root of all these caste issues, what is happening nowadays. So here about they are telling Ganga, Yamuna, not important. Books are often called later Vedic. Again the Veda names they are telling: Samveda, Yajurveda, Atharvaveda, Rigveda. Several different groups in the society started to rise. Okay, priests, warriors, farmers, herders, traders, craftsmen, laborers, fishing folk, forest people. Okay, that is how again Brahmanas will be there, Kshatriyas will be there, merchants will be there, that is Vaishyas, and again last one Shudras will be there, which is the downtrodden, who will do all the that kind of work, like collecting dead bodies, disposing dead bodies and all those things. Then priest divided people into 4 groups, which I told. Okay, Brahmin, Vaishya, Kshatriya. Shudras are not mentioned here, so anyway you know it, so it's not very rocket science kind of thing. It's a very basic thing now which everyone knows. So we'll continue, we'll see what more is there in this chapter. Okay, here it's there, Shudras. whose job was to serve the other three groups, okay, and could not perform rituals. Any Dalit related question comes, you can try to trace back to history with these points. Both women and Shudras were not allowed to study the Vedas. Okay, again it can be a UPSC statement. The priest also said that these groups were decided on the basis of birth. So they made it, instead of occupation, they made it like a birth concept. So that is how all this untouchability concept started. We have article number 17. You should know the rights also. Okay, the articles which is there in our constitution, polity part. Okay, again same stories, I am not going to read it. By birth it was decided. Okay, now next new term which you learn in this chapter is Janapadas. And another important thing is this painted grey ware. Okay, so in Indus Valley and in Rig Vedic we saw red and black kind of pottery. In later Vedic period is something new. Okay, painted grey ware, picture is shown here. Okay, Janapadas, Rajas who perform these big sacrifices were now recognized as being Rajas of Janapadas. Okay, so Janapadas is actually the territory or the place, soil on which like Jana set its foot. That is the place where the Jana is residing. So now till now the king was the king of the people. Now it becomes king of the land. Okay, that is how society, polity, everything is degrading. Janapadas such as okay, again some places name. Okay, territories. Purana Kila in New Delhi, Hastinapura near Meerut. Antranchikera near Eta. No need to buy out all these names, but you should at least have heard about it. Okay, later with Vedic period, these are Janapadas, and king is becoming more and more powerful. Now again, rice, wheat, barley. This is common actually. I think sugarcane is extra. Okay, here they are asking also, is there anything which is there more than chapter 4? I think sugarcane was not there in the Vedic period. Okay, earthen pots were there. Special type of pottery, like I told, painted grey ware. So these are features. Okay, when you have to compare with Rigvedic period, these are the best points you have to write. Mahajanapadas. Okay, so Janapadas and now Mahajanapadas. That is big, huge kind of kingdoms where it's not like one kingdom. It will be like multiple kingdoms or multiple rajas will be there together, and they'll have a capital city also, fortified capital city. Okay, forts they will be building. That is huge walls, wood, brick or stone. They will be building around it. And this is a very important map for history optional students also. If you can see. Vaishali is there, Vaji is a very important one, Kosala, Magada the most important one, or the first empire you can tell, Gandhara, Taxila, Avanti, Ujjain. We will be studying all these things in detail in subsequent chapters. It's very, very important for history studying. And even the Buddhism, Jainism, when you know, they will be coming from these kind of Mahajanapadas only. Okay, the Siddhartha Gautama or the Mahavira for Jainism, they will be coming from these kind of clans only. Even in Gupta dynasty, you will know they have relation with these clans. Okay, now this is a fortification wall at Kausambi. This picture, very good picture it is. Present day Allahabad it is. Allahabad also in news. Some people, some right wing activists and all, they want to change the name of Allahabad also now because of that Allah is there in that name. Many stupid things will happen. You don't focus on such news items. So we'll continue this. Again, walls, cities, forts. Hope you understood that point. Thousands, if not lakhs of bricks. Okay, that many bricks or stones were used. Picture is enough. You can see this much how big it is. Okay, so in line also. So that is what they did in the later Vedic period. Okay, fortifying. Now new Raja. Now they began maintaining armies. Soldiers were paid regular salaries. Okay, by the king throughout the year. Some payments were made using punch marked coins. That is also one thing you learned in this chapter. Okay, one statement in one mock test I saw, like whether they were paid in cash or they were paid in kind. Okay, so this kind of information you will get it from here, NCERT. Okay, they were paid in coins also. So you should know that. Taxes. As the rulers of Mahajanapada were building huge forts, maintaining big armies, obviously they will need more resources. So they will need taxes. So that is how regular taxation started. Now tax, how much they used to do? 1/6 of what was produced. Okay, this was known as Bhaga. Okay, this is the tax on crops, 1/6 Bhaga. Tax on craft person also. Herders were paying taxes. In trade, whatever, there also trade tax was there. Hunters and gatherers had to pay tax. Okay, forest produce they'll give. So imagine there is not even a single section of society which does not have to pay tax. Everybody is taxed. Okay, and that also will be huge because they have huge expenses also because of that huge army and this territorial Janapada Mahajanapada concept. They want more and more territory, so more and more taxes. And changes in agriculture. What happened? Now in agriculture, this meant that heavy clayey soil could be turned over better than with a wooden plowshare, so that more grain could be produced. Okay. So again, plow expansion they are telling. Okay, we knew that plow was there right from the time of Indus Valley civilization. Now they are just expanding it. And then Instead of scattering seed on the ground from which plants would sprout, saplings were grown and planted in the fields. So again, expanding, you don't focus on very minute details like this, just agriculture is expanded, plowshare is there, more seeds are there, planted in huge numbers. Here one important term is there, kamakaras. Okay, kamakaras is the landless agricultural laborers. Dasa dasis, anyway you know it's slaves. This is a new term, kamakaras. Okay, this can come in UPSC. At least I think 5 years back and all they used to do like this. Kamakaras found, kamakaras mentioned in the ancient history refers to what? They'll ask such a question. So you know it is landless labor agriculture, landless agricultural laborers. I have a lot of terms like this compiled in my MCQs, entire line by line from NCERT I have picked and made MCQs. So try to buy that MCQ once you complete the series or watch the videos. Okay, like Spectrum was good quality 300 questions. This also I think at least 250 questions I'll have for just ancient history. Okay, picked up from various NCERTs. Magada. Now we are zooming into big kingdoms. Okay, the Janapadas, Mahajanapadas. So many rivers, Ganga, Son. Okay, geography. Son rises from Amarkantak Plateau. Okay, Amarkantak Plateau, from where Narmada also rises. Okay, it was a UPSC question, that's why I told now. Now transport, water supply, land fertile. So these are factors because of which river side they had this. Then elephants which lived in the forest could be captured and trained for the army. Okay, elephant and army is very important point. Later you will know when I tell you big other stories about other kingdoms. Alexander the Great also, they feared to enter India because they heard like the Nanda dynasty, which is the predecessor or pre-dynasty before Guptas. You will know like Alexander's army feared to enter India just because they feared this story about 6,000 elephants which Nanda dynasty maintained. Okay, there's a story like that. So elephants are very important in the old dynasties. Powerful rulers, Bimbisara, Ajatasattu also they will tell in some textbook. Okay, Ajatasattu and Bimbisara were great rulers of the Magada empire. Then later which I told, Mahapadmananda, Nanda dynasty will come, and after this only the Guptas will come later. Okay, Chanakya, Kautilya, all those stories we will learn later. So this is the initial kings of the Magada empire. Okay, this is all happening in the time era of the BC. Okay, before Christ. Okay, these are all old stories. We have not yet reached the other Maurya kingdom yet. Okay, Mauryas itself, Ashoka and all is again before Christ, but we did not reach till there. Okay, timeline is just proceeding, later Vedic period. So Bimbisara, also don't confuse Bimbisara with Bindusara. Okay, it's different. Bindusara is the Gupta ruler. It is Ashoka's father. You can tell that is Chandragupta's son. That is Bindusara. This is Bimbisara, which is another king in the Magada kingdom. Okay, just telling related things so that there are things which people get confused. Rajgriha, present day Bihar. Rajgriha, present day Bihar, was the capital of Magada. Okay, earlier I think again 5-6 years back they used to do match the following, like this particular kingdom, this particular capital. So Magada, you should know it is Rajgriha. Later it was shifted to Patliputra. So Rajgriha and Patliputra both served as capital for Magada empire. Alexander, which I told. Okay, here I think they have told this actually. Yeah, soldiers refute. They were scared about the rulers of India, vast army, foot soldiers, chariots, elephants. The exact thing which I told. Okay, it's a true story which is mentioned in various inscriptions. So that is about Magada in general. Okay, we will be learning in subsequent classes in detail about all the kings and kingdoms and all. Now we are just trying to understand the story. Okay, Vaji after Magada, and another one is Vaji. Okay, capital is Vaishali. From here only they picked that massive following questions. Okay, UPSC. Rajgriha Patliputra is for Magada and Vaishali is for Vaji. Okay. Gana Sangha, that is the form of government they had, where lot of rulers together they will rule. Okay, like everybody are king and they will have meetings together and they will rule the kingdom together. Okay, they perform the rituals together. That is Gana or Sangha. And it's like sharing, like even present day it is there, right? The treaties which is America is signing with Japan or something. Like if someone attacks Japan, America will help them obviously. So they have that interrelated helping thing. Same thing these Rajas also had. If someone was attacked by an enemy, then they will discuss and they will together go and attack that common enemy. So that is that agreement. Gana Sangha. Women Dasas, Kamraka could not participate. So again, bad state of women, Dasas and Kamakaras. Kamakara was that landless laborers. Okay. Both Buddha and Mahavira, like I told, belong to Ganas or Sanghas. Okay, that we'll see in subsequent chapters which clan they belong to. Ajatasattu and Vajis. So here again some story about him. I think some story related to Buddha. He sent his minister named Masakara to the Buddha to get advice. Okay, whether he should attack someone or not. Okay, Ajatasattu wanted to attack the Vajis. That is the Magada person wanted to attack the Vajis. So he asked advice of Buddha. And Buddha is telling something, some philosophy he will tell. not very important. Like they cannot be defeated. He is telling the Rajis cannot be defeated until they are together. Okay, frequently public meetings are there, acting together, established rulers, listen to elders. Very basic philosophy they are telling. Vaji women are not forced or something. Chaityas, local shrines are maintained. So if they have a good spiritual, holistic, peaceful life where bonding is there, then they cannot be defeated. That is the advice which Buddha gave to Ajatasattu, and the minister's name was Vasakara. Okay, just have a glance through all these things. It will help in case question comes. Rajas of powerful kingdoms tried to conquer Sanghas, again territorial disputes and all. So that's about this chapter, I think. Elsewhere, what was happening in Greece and Athens, something was happening. Not important, so I will not read it. Questions again, state whether true or false. Okay, true false statement comes in our UPSC also. So we'll see. Rajas who let the Ashwamedha host pass through their lands were invited to the sacrifice. Yes, actually the winning one will be conducting the thing and other ones will be like spectators. So maybe they can participate, they will be invited. So that will be true. The charioteers sprinkled sacred water on the king. Charioteers role is not there, it will be the priest. Okay, so there is a priest, actually it's a false statement. Archaeologists have found palaces in the settlement of the Janapadas. So palaces will be there, obviously they had huge kingdoms. Pots to store grain were made of painted grey ware, that is also true. Many cities in Mahajanapadas were fortified, that's also true, we have seen that. Okay, so just a revision of what we already learned. So I'll come up with the next chapter soon. Till then, thank you.